Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Tesla hit 434. Bitcoin is over $101,000. And why are we still working, Scott? It's Friday afternoon. Shouldn't we be going home early? What is wrong with us?
Right? I thought everyone's getting rich. You go on Twitter, everyone is dead right. Everyone is in all the winners, and nobody's sold a share. Right? That's what happens when you read the smoke and mirrors of what goes on out there. But bottom line, in the real world, everyone's still kind of grinding along, but there's a lot to be happy for. Like I'm pretty close to the highs of my year, my high water mark after a few little fits and starts and sputters, and it's just but some people it seems as if people feel like they should be up more. And even when you're in a tape like this, when stocks are moving certain ways, everyone kind of remembers, what happened and they remember what they owned and where they owned it and what size they owned it. So mentally, it's not always the easiest thing to have stocks that are just trending fantastically. Sometimes it's, it's good to have a little bit of a break and then you go. But that's what's been happening also. We've been having a lot of like nice setups that have had follow through and then they rest, and then there's some opportunities elsewhere. But they're not really giving you much time to buy back in if you feel like you're being prudent and getting out.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting because Tesla obviously is the big one. And it's like if you were prudent along the way, like if you were taking profits and stuff, I think everybody's been kind of taken aback by just how far it's run. Do you get the sense that like it's been Tesla specifically has been sucking up way too much of our attention over the last couple of weeks?
Not really, because if you've been trading it correctly, you're making a ton of money. And there's not a lot of other stocks doing what Tesla's doing. So when you have a stock in play, what you want to do is you want to milk it, you want to be involved, you want to see how it feels, you want to know the levels, you want to pay attention. As people who are paying attention to like Nvidia, because Nvidia was a stock to beat 2 months ago, they're knocking their head against the wall. People who were like, hey, well, post-election, IWM was great. Meanwhile, it's been grinding lower and it hasn't done much. But if you are, as an active trader like we are, that follow the money, that follow the patterns, we get to find what's in play and stay with it until it's not. And right now, if you go to the chart here of Tesla, it's been absolutely fantastic. Like even today, like I thought we would test 414, the prior high from the weekly chart, or maybe the 8 day. So I didn't buy it as fast, but ultimately, this is probably one of the best active sequences we've seen in a long time, where you had your move up, it held the 8 day, another move up, gave you a sell signal. Then here, you didn't even have to buy here, you could have bought here, went back up, held the gap. You could have been long versus 348, then bought through 362, and then you had follow through, rested, and then PS, here we are with Tesla above 434. You go to the weekly chart, which I posted both so many different times, and all we did right here is really take out. We took out the highs from 2021, and it's just a little bit through where a lot of people owned it still. So, he became the most powerful man in the world. He's always been kind of, but like really, post-election, the stock has followed every momentum rule. On Fox Business with my girl Liz Clayman, I talked about having options into the election, which we did, and then we came out with plays post-election options in stock. And I think we even still have some on power plays. Mike, do we still have any Tesla on power plays where we tell people what to do so they don't have to think about it?
We still have 1/3 on power plays. So yeah, so we've been riding a trailer in Tesla and our other friend Bitcoin, IBIT.
Crypto. Those were the two plays. It was funny because, when I was on that day with Liz and actually even Charlie Gasparino, they're like, well, we're here and the election can go on for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. I'm like, well, my guys who I talked to, they're saying it's going to be a landslide Trump. And like, well, what do we buy? I'm like, Bitcoin and Tesla. And they're like, well, what about DJT? I'm like, I really don't understand DJT, so I just don't trade it or own it. And I've been pretty long Bitcoin and Tesla the entire time, and I haven't really touched DJT. Like, let's take a look at there. It's like I just don't understand how a president could be like a CEO of a company, and I don't understand what they do and the valuation. It was like a proxy for the election. So now I just think it's, it's just not the same. Like, look, this was at the high here. It's trending a little bit, but every time someone's like, "Oh, DJT's on the move," I'm like, I really don't care. It's not really something that is easy to quantify and trade. Even though I'm a technicals guy, I don't need to know like the fundamentals and everything. To me, it just was like, it just didn't feel right. So anyway, I avoided DJT and I'm still avoiding it, but it looks all right. If you're long it, you could put a stop in, I guess, like somewhere around here. But really, our play for power plays and for red roll access and for the virtual trading floor has been crypto and Bitcoin. And 2 weeks ago, we came up with a whole new strategy on FNGU, which was like a triple leveraged Mag 7 ETF, and then obviously all the other Mag 7 names that have had perfect price patterns. That the only thing wrong with it is us who, feel like, okay, we got to take profits, and you haven't really had to take profits as fast.
Okay, and guys, and just in case you think
can't kiss all the girls. I hear you, Diego. Sorry, I just responded to Diego. He's using my line. I say you can't kiss all the babies, or you can't kiss all the girls, which is true. You don't have to be in everything for every move until its entirety. You take out the meat and potatoes, and then you figure out, when you want to be cute again.
I think that's a self-limiting belief. I think you should try to kiss as many girls and as many great stocks as possible. You guys are wrong. And just so you know, you can look at the data in this October 14th, 2024. Our good friend Scott Redler was telling us, yes, Bitcoin can hit $100,000 plus. So we're not just pulling this out of thin.
That was October 14th, because I remember, I don't know, why do I keep talking about October 11th? I feel October 11th is when we came up with the turkey, right? We came up with the turkey. I'm like, guys, you want to buy Bitcoin now before you're at the Thanksgiving table and everybody's saying, oh, I got to buy Bitcoin. And I was like, Bitcoin 85K. And then we were at Bitcoin like 90 plus. And everyone's like, what dog? Okay, let me.
All right. All right. So I apologize, everyone. Gonna have to cut off Scott. So this is the weirdest thing. So Scott usually has an encyclopedic memory for everything that happens in the market, especially when he's right. Then his memory, he's like every other trader. Like the memory is 100% photographic memory for everything right. But Scott actually launched IBIT in Power Plays on September 26th. So it was even before October. Scott was loading up in IBIT, and then MicroStrategy came in, TerraWolf came in, and then later on October 11th, the turkey trot came in. Then 3 days.
So I know that was the right date though. October 11th was the turkey trot.
Yeah, but it really started in September inside the services. So our friends inside did
I get it. No. Well, what's good is with power plays, we kind of give a little bit looser parameters, because most people, I think, in power plays aren't trading as active as a professional trader. Some professional traders love power plays, but it's really for those who love the markets, don't have enough time, and they want to have a trusted, people like us that say, hey, this looks good here, buy it versus this. And then sometimes we've evolved the service where, like, we're going to buy a tier here and a tier there, and then we're going to piece it out because we want to book some and hold some and see all trading rules. But instead of you having to like figure it out on your own, we're trying to make sure that we can help do it for you.
Yeah, and the added bonus is that if anything goes wrong, if you ever lose money in the market and your wife is like, what the hell is wrong with you? Just tell her, Scott Redler told me to do it. That's like an added bonus of the service.
I don't even know who Scott Redler is. Who's Scott Redler?
You can blame Scott for everything that goes wrong. That's an exclusive bonus we're offering for Power Plays. But
yes. You put me in the doghouse.
But in all seriousness, so it does feel like
the chart of IBIT for a sec.
Sure. Let's see.
I want to update people because people are tuning in and see what's going on now. So the turkey trot started here. Could you find the picture of the first turkey? Mike put together this turkey on AI. It was like the weakest looking turkey. I'm like, I want a stronger turkey than that guy. Like that turkey is like, you can't ride that turkey. If you ate him, you need another meal. We need some sides. So anyway, that was right here. And I've done a lot of turkey trots. I usually run turkey trots with my son, Chase, and my dog who passed away, and I can't really talk about it, but we've done a bunch of them. And that's why I'm like, I always remember, we do a turkey trot on Thanksgiving. I'm like, and Thanksgiving is when everyone's all excited about, about Bitcoin, I'm like, you know what? We're going to start this here. That's where we started. And now let's just fast forward to where we are now, because that was then, this is now. It's like, what have you done lately? That's always the mantra in this world. What have you done lately? So I am long IBIT. It's now holding above the 8-day again. It did a red dog reversal here. To me, this looks very healthy. Like, this was the day that they sold excitement. It was like 104,000. Everyone's like, that's the top. And we came in and we're rebuilding. And to me, I think Bitcoin still looks really healthy. I'm not an expert, and I wasn't a guy that bought Bitcoin at 1,500 or 2,200. I've been a trader of Bitcoin and crypto because I'm a grinder. That's what I do. I rise and grind. And I use the red dog mindset in order to approach these things with a process and a plan. And as of right now, this looks good. If you wanted to buy some options, a few weeks out to get above 140, get to 125, because I don't even know what like Tom Lee's, target is. Tom Lee's target is like 140 or so. It's acting just fine. This is a great trend. I think you could do it. Did we put IBIT as like one of our first option? With power plays, we added options because everyone loves options because stocks are so expensive. So besides power plays, equities, we started power plays options.
Okay, so this is top secret. So we did launch a service called Power Plays Options a few weeks ago. Registration is closed right now. We only let a select few people in it, but it will open back up in December. In January. Yes, there was an IBIT call spread that we got in at 68 cents, and it is now around 90 cents or $1. So
it's only 50%. I don't like only 50% in options. I usually like 200 to 300%, but it's okay. There's been a lot of good trades within there too, but that's only if you're active. But if you're just in the straight up play, 50% so far, I think it'll max out. I think we take out 59.16, and at some point, before the end of the year, crypto is going to be well over 110. But that's just me.
So we're gonna have to make new memes, Scott.
Did you find the turkey, the flimsy turkey?
I don't know if so. I'm gonna show some of the different ones. So
that's that's after we did it. What about the one on October 11th?
I don't know if we have we had the wolf.
No, we
had the wolf. We'll take people behind the scenes for all our. I don't know what does it say about.
That was the big one. That was the one that I wanted. Like that.
We keep making. We have all these roided out turkeys.
Oh, there we go.
Then we got Santa Claus.
Where's the little turkey? I want to see the little turkey.
I think it might have.
Make it bigger.
It might have been deleted, but
I love this one. Go back to that one. When from the turkey trot to Santa Claus, I'm like, we got this, Tommy. Tommy the turkey, and then all of a sudden Santa Claus takes the baton. These are fun things. You can have fun. You got to make money and have fun. That's what I try and do in life. Make money and have fun.
Listen, Santa Claus. Like, we need to give Santa Claus a better image. Santa Claus should be a healthy guy. He gets a lot of work done.
Yeah.
He
does get a lot. In 24 hours, he travels around the world and gives everyone a toy.
Yeah, you got to be.
By the way, are we allowed to talk about Christmas now? A few years ago, you weren't allowed to talk about Christmas. Not everybody has enough means to celebrate Christmas.
I have never stopped saying Happy Holidays is like a slap in the face. It's Christmas, it's Hanukkah, it's Kwanzaa, it's real fucking holidays. I'm not saying happy holidays. We're not idiots.
By the way, cheers. I just opened up a beverage. It is Friday. It's 3:17, and it's time for a little beverage. Time to do a little one of my here's to technical analysis. Here's to a routine. Here's to a process that unites the continents. Okay, common language, common thesis, common mentality, common mindset is what I like to gravitate. I block about 10, 15 people a day, not because I don't like constructive criticism. I just don't like jerks. If you're a jerk, I don't need you on my Twitter. I don't need you on the Alpha team. I don't need you in Red Roll Access. I like people to keep me in check. Listen, if I like something long and you think it's not, a long, tell me why. This isn't going to end well is not a trading strategy. It's a scare tactic. And the bottom line is bull markets usually win and stocks do go down. It's all about your process and how you're going to approach it. So having 200,000 plus Twitter followers, it's like I come into a lot of characters, and I love characters. but there are a lot of people who feel kind of like when they're behind the paywall, they could say certain things. So I will say that I am not a guy from the far left or the far right. I try and be a moderate in the middle. I try and use common sense. I try and control what I can control. And in the stock market, I'm not as precise. I'm not like, I don't need 1,000 different indicators to confirm a thesis. If we're above the 821 day and we're making higher lows and higher highs and it feels good and it doesn't bother me, I'll be long it. I'll use my tier system and I'll try and net money and I'll try and talk about it. Every now and then I'll come up with some funny things to talk about a narrative or a concept like we did with the turkey or we've done with certain like in the ice barrel and the sauna and stuff. Like right now I'm sitting in my sauna, I'm sweating. Not really. I only do that at 4:45 in the morning. But it's just about enjoying yourself and trying to figure things out. And I cried like a little baby this last week, and I appreciate everybody who consoled me. My best friend Cadence passed away a week ago, and it was good to have friends from around the world who also have had man's best friend or family's best friend. It's not safe to say man's best friend. It's not me. I'm just saying like, it's not fair. Like it was Chase's best friend. It was Selena's best friend. Everyone ran with this dog. The dog trained other dogs to run in the reservation. So, it's just was a hard week, but thank you for that. And that's part of life too, right? We learn and grow, and we have times of sadness and then times of fun, so that's that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're talking about to start. Oh, Mikey knows Cadence. You've done so much content and so many videos with me and Cadence. Did you cry?
I was like in shock because I thought so, all right, I've known Scott for like about a little over 10 years now. And to me, I've thought Cadence was perpetually like 3 years old, like a 3 or 4 year old dog. So like when I saw you posted on Twitter, I was shocked. I was like, was there an accident or something? Like I couldn't believe it because Cadence just seemed like this youthful, happy, upbeat, peppy dog. And then all of a sudden I was like, holy shit, did Cadence like have an accident or something?
So Cadence had a seizure like 6 months ago for the first time, when she was 10. So let's talk about something else.
All right.
Move on. Let's go to Mr. Everyone says Mr. might get added to the NASDAQ 100 after the close today. So let's talk about Mr.
Okay, yeah. So let us know in the chat. Do you think MicroStrategy actually will be added to the NASDAQ 100 after the close? Type a yes or no in the chat. And let's see this beauty of a chart.
Chart looks good. We had a little red dog reversal at 363. That was a good trade, and now we're going a little sideways here. I think people think it's like known and that it's going to happen and they're sure of it, but I personally think that if it gets added, it's going to be confirmation, and I think we at least see 412 to somewhere up to 453. If it's not added in, we could probably be below 385. So don't just have a false sense of security that it's going to be added, but also I personally think if it does get added, this is not priced in. It's like gone sideways for a while. There's a nice setup here. So I'm in actually some MSTZ calls, right? Is that what it is? MSTZ? No, What am I in, Michael? MSTX? Yeah.
I
MSTX.
think MSTX is the long one.
Yeah. It's like, so I bought options. So I think that the play is if it does get added, you can have a call spread on. I think it gets above 109-ish, and I don't know why I can't see 126. So there'll be a decent amount of money there. And if it doesn't, at least risk is premium paid. That's why we do options on binary events.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are all of these Bitcoin and crypto plays, huge short interest across the board. Like people are shorting them like crazy.
It's like I don't understand. Like I even Tesla, there are people who are caught short. They're like, I'm in a big pain trade in Tesla. I'm like, what the hell do you see to be short Tesla? It's above the 8-day. It's the first one to rally. Even today, it held yesterday's low. I'm like, I don't wish bad on anyone, but what the frick are you short Tesla for? It'll tell us when it's time to be short. It'll have an outside day. It'll then not be able, like even here, like with Mr., this was a time finally that maybe it needs a rest. You had an outside day. It was a sellable on a rally. And now it's been going sideways. And now who knows? Now it's like kind of a new trade. But from November 25th, it finally said, it was maybe I'll take a rest. Kind of like, remember this day, all of a sudden, if this day was going to be the top, that day should never have happened. right? We came halfway in, started to burn it off right when it got above here. You were out. If you started shorting Mister and you stayed with Mister above this spot and didn't cover, I don't want to say you deserve to lose money, but you didn't follow your technical rules. What does the poly market say, Sam? Did you look at the poly market? What does the poly market say about NASDAQ 100? 83%? It's a pretty good chance. So there's probably some things. It's up 10 today, so there's probably, some things priced in. But I think it can go to 420-ish if it really happens.
Yeah. So I mean, so let's get back to this topic of people wanting to short. I think emotionally, because I do think there are a lot of people that fundamentally think MicroStrategy is a big scam because it's a very, very odd company. And same thing.
Well, Michael Stella is a very odd fella.
Yeah, and
he's a goddamn gazillionaire, billionaire, and made a big bet and is getting paid.
Yeah, and if you pull up, if you start playing with Tesla's fundamentals, none of it adds up to. But the stock goes up. But it's so what the hell are you going to say? I mean, the stock goes up, the buyers are right.
Exactly. The chart is the telltale. You know, many times people are like, oh, but fundamentally the P is at 22. I don't buy anything with a P over 20. I'm like, who gave you that set of rules? At least technicians and technical analysts like me have a set of rules. I'll try and be something above the 8 one day. I'll try and watch it when, like somebody just said, Rivian. This looks pretty good. You have a nice bull flag above the 8-day, right? You're hovering in here. They have a lot of money from Volkswagen or whoever gave it to them. And this is a great setup. It looks higher. I wouldn't be shorting this. Somebody said, I'm in a lot of Lucid, by the way. You want to give a freebie to everybody? I think this Lucid looks really good. You had a big move, nice bull flag, reclaiming the moving averages. This is a January effect. Michael and I will be working on the 2025 report that we've been doing for how many years?
Like 6 million at this point.
I know. I'm like 6 million and 10 years old.
We've the problem was, so I really messed up with these market outlook reports because it used to be like 20 pages and now it's like 110, and that was my fault. So
you put a lot of education in there and a lot of the rules, and a lot of people have seen all them. Some people just skip to the end and they just want to see, all right, what's Red Dog's 15 plays? We don't care about his trading rules. We don't care about his turkey recipe. We don't care about his ice barrel. We just want to know, what are his 5 January effect plays? Where does he think we can go the first quarter? Everyone wants everything. They want something. We like to give more than we promise. I like to overachieve versus and under promise. What's that word? It's over promise.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's why you make me look good, Michael. All right, but this looks good. Doesn't this look good? Anybody Lucid? I'm giving it to you guys. I am in stock. I'm in options, and I would make a pinky bet that by January 17th, this will be come somewhere by 317. How do we do this? Let's bet some push-ups. Let's bet some, because I'm not a gambler. I don't like to bet money.
Let's bet tattoos. So Scott, you think it's going to 317?
317. Let's give me to February 15th.
All right. If it's not over 317
by February 15th, but
you
then
there's you got to get a tattoo.
But who's betting against me? Somebody's got to take the other side. You want the other side of that bet? You got to get a tattoo if it's under, or do you want it to be over?
Scott, to anybody in the crowd, does Scott's mic sound distorted? I'm hearing some distortion on it.
Oh, is it?
I can't tell if it's you. Let us know in the chat. Is Scott's mic, does it sound okay? Because I was hearing a little distortion from it. Just let us know. That it'll take a couple of seconds for the chat to update. But yeah, we do need a bet. Maybe you should buy a Lucid car. If
it sounds good.
All right. It must be something with my computer. All right, so we're good. So yeah, maybe you should have to sell the Jeep and buy a Lucid if it doesn't get over. I don't even know if that makes any sense.
I don't know about that either. I did a bet today on Twitter with Rumble. A lot of people they don't like rum. And I said, listen, I don't like rum either. I'm a tequila drinker. No. Anyway, this Rumble looks pretty good too. We're just going to throw some fish in the boat today, me and Mikey. Look how nice this looks. I remember we were in one of the, somewhere in here. I told you Phil was like this option guy who flags big option buys. Was like, for some reason everyone got tomorrow's newspaper today and Rumble, and hundreds and thousands of options were going off on Rumble. So I'm like, it looks like shit, but I'll buy some. I bought some calls, and then all of a sudden the CEO got very stock friendly, and look at the size of this move. So now technically this has been awesome, and now it's resting right above here. You go to the weekly chart. You know, I made a bet with a few guys on Twitter, like, why can't this get to 11 and a quarter by that same date, like February 15th? Why, I think it happens, even though some people don't. 100 push-ups in 1 mile. Okay, I could do 100 push-ups. I'm starting a whole big push-up club in January, by the way. You better believe what's going to be going on in 2025. We're going to get in the best shape of our lives. No more heart surgery, no more back surgery. We're going to friggin' go on the diet. We're going to do fasts on Mondays. We're going to have a lot of fun. Mikey might have to join.
Yeah, we can get everybody. So if you follow Scott on Twitter, you're going to have to fast every Monday.
Exactly.
We're going to have 200,000 people. No food, no water, nothing.
No water and iced coffee. You could have water and iced coffee.
Oh, iced coffee.
And we're converting to Rise coffee too. So I'm starting. I want everyone to adopt the Red Dog mindset, and I'm going to explain that fully in the weeks to come. So if you want to figure out how you could trade for the next 20, 30 years, and you're 27, 28, 30 years old, and not burn out and have the right balance, I'm going to provide some of those secrets for you. What do you think, Michael? All right, Rumble. This is the weekly chart, and I think we get $11 by mid-February. Coming attractions.
That's a bold one. You see, all right.
You think that's bold? Okay, it could be
bold.
bold.
I'm just trying to add some drama, Scott.
Oh, you know what? You want to do something funny? Let's see if you can find it. So, back in 2008 with Mark Haynes, you hate when I say this. When Mark, you said the same thing. Mark Haynes goes, Scott, I want to call. They're not on this, if this, then that, blah, 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 blah. And I said, Mark, I'll give you a call. I came up with a bold gold call. Gold was at 850. I said it was going to 1500. He laughed at me. And then he spoke to, who's the commodities king who is always wrong? Everyone, Dennis Scarman. Then Erin Burnett from CNN. You should be Googling this and finding it while I'm listening. So Erin Burnett. So I did that on Squawk on the Street in like 2008 and change. I said gold was going to be going to 1,500 an ounce. Mark Haynes laughed at me. Erin Burnett told the commodity king that in the morning, Scott Redler said that gold's going to 1,500 an ounce. You guys know what Dennis Scarman said? You want to hear something? It's pretty funny. He turns to Erin Burnett and goes, "Who's Scott Redler?" Which is true. Who the hell am I? I was a nobody. And then he said, if Scott Redler goes, if it goes to 1,500 an ounce, he doesn't believe in the American way of life. And this was Dennis Scarman, the commodities king.
Yeah. So this
is talking technics.
Yeah, this is. I think it's in this video. Yeah, I think. I don't think.
No. There's a gold. If you Google gold bold call, Mark Haynes, Scott Redler, or it's that. Yeah, that's when I call the financial crisis to a T almost.
Yeah, this video is a compilation of all that stuff. Yeah, I'll share it in the chat. So Mark Haynes called Scott Dr. Doom.
He did. Can we play a little bit of this? Can we go memory lane for a second? I look at myself when I was younger. My forehead was a little bit better. I looked a little bit different.
I just saw Scott the other night at the T3 holiday party. And Scott is actually looking very, very, Scott looks great for his age. I think the fasting.
Oh, for my age, thanks.
It's true. No, like listen, how old are you, Scott?
72.
Scott's like 58 right now.
No, I'm 52.
No, Scott looks, there's a lot of men that are 52 that are falling apart, can barely walk. And Scott's in phenomenal shape. And I will say he's looking,
there he is. I looked a little bit. That was 2008. That was when I told Mark that we were going to fall 10%, and he got. Oh, what's my tie doing down there like that?
I don't know.
There's Erin Burnett when she was skinny. No, I'm kidding.
Mark Haynes looks. Let's actually rewind a little bit because All right, so I hope it like no. This is this is the funny part. Like, look at you. Like Mark Haynes does not look impressed at all with Scott Redler. Like,
No, he hated me.
you can tell he's like, what? Like, I got to be on stage with this. But then Mark
It
grew
got
to
different.
respect Scott.
This is when he called me Dr. Doom, and that was Melissa Lee before she did Fast Money. Let's see what else we got going on here. When you look at the tickers that go by, it's crazy. And this is, and then Bob Pisani. Bob Pisani. He didn't have gray hair at the time. Why can't we put on some volume?
Hold on. I gotta. Let me see. Computer settings.
Let's see.
Just give me 1 second, folks.
Remember that guy? He got fired. Bob Pisani. Aaron Burnett. Aaron Burnett would be upstage, up top with Mark Haynes. It would be 9:20 in the morning, and Mark Haynes would be eating Cheetos and dunking it in ketchup. That was his breakfast. I'm like, breakfast of champions, Mark. I was training for the Ironman. He's eating Cheetos and ketchup. I'm like, should I say something? Rather, never chase moves, never buy extended sectors. I say that now. It's what, 18 years later or 15 years later? Market tea leaves. Oh, this is when I said I'm an American. I like when people are in pain. Something like that. Anyway, this is like, I'm having fun here. I need a few shots.
Yeah, I forgot.
How to do this?
No, I forgot. Like, no. We need to do. This is
when I told them that all the hedge funds were going to go under. Lehman Brothers is done. AIG is kaput. And let's see if what Mark Haynes says. Hold on. Oh, that's the one I'm on Bloomberg.
Yeah. No. So I gotta share something else, Scott. We gotta really bring it back. Look at this logo. Like, look. This is
that's a CeeLo Green.
This is one of my favorites. This is.
I was in Vegas interviewing CeeLo Green. Come on, that was a good one.
Oh my God, this is this is hilarious.
Oh. Where's the sound? We need sound.
I can't. I don't know. Like, there's a computer.
You guys remember CeeLo Green? He was one of the first original judges on The Voice. It was me and him. By the way, it was really funny because we did an interview. So you'll see me and him are in an interview, and he was wearing boxer shorts. He had like a really nice outfit up here and boxer shorts, and I was in his suite. He's wearing shorts. You can't see. Anyway, well, CeeLo Green, come on. He probably could use a little Red Dog mindset, a little no French fries, no beer, and no bread unless it's on a sandwich. All right, let's go back.
All right, we got to go. All right, enough fun and games. We're not supposed to be this unprofessional on a Friday, but let's get back to the charts. That's enough.
Let's go back to Rumble in the Jungle. Rumble looks good. So a lot of these things have nice little bull flags on top of the 8-day. Rum has it. Like I said before, I'm not in Rivian, but I probably should be. Rivian has it. Looks really good. And Lucid has it. You know, and whenever you have something like Tesla, which is really the spot to be in, you know, when the dog barks, the tail wags, and all these other little guys are starting to, you know, the tail's wagging a little bit here. What else we got going on, Mikey?
That's a good question.
Why is the chat so slow? Is anybody not talking, or are we that interesting?
Okay, all right. So this is I gotta say something to the people on Twitter, because there's something weird going on with our live streams where the people on YouTube are so much more active than people on Twitter. So like if I do a stream and there's 1,000 people on Twitter and 100 on YouTube, I'm still getting 10 times as many comments from YouTube. So I'm just curious to the people on Twitter, why don't you, and this goes across all of T3's live streams with all of our contributors. Why do you folks on Twitter, why do you barely participate? It's like very strange to us that people on Twitter don't participate as much as people on YouTube. And Facebook, forgot about it. Facebook and LinkedIn are just like, we barely even do anything with them.
I don't even have a LinkedIn account. It's managed by oh, look at that QBTS.
Is this one of the quantum computing ones?
Yeah. I got away from it a little early. I was in it from here, sold it there, and I never watched it rebuild. So a lot of these things are rebuilding above the 8-day. Can't be so upset about that. I just went green in my swing account. What's going on here? Woo! Apple's green.
That's always good news.
What else? Yeah. Oh, Lucid is on the move right now. Maybe we're talking about it now. We don't have no effect on stocks. Oh, you know what I bought back today? I bought back this baby BBAI. I sold it into that. It's a piece of junk. But anyway, if you sold it into the foreign change area, this usually moves with SOUN. Look at that move. Wow. I remember when I was trading this down here. A lot of things going on. Like, people should be prepared. They should be on their game. They should be looking for the action. Not only having Apple and Amazon and Meta making great moves. Look at this. Look at this above the 8-day move. How many times have we written evergreen articles about stocks above the 8 and 21-day moving average and active sequences? Well, this active sequence turned on right here. It got tested and passed, came back, went through, came back, held, and boom. This stock itself, this little SOUN, small cap, whatever you want to call it, could have made, your entire quarter sticking with this and getting to know it, besides everything else. So everyone's complaining, or a lot of people complain about the markets. A, no one likes to hear anyone complain. And B, start to get more prepared, get up earlier, clear your mind, execute on the X's and O's, and figure this out. And stop, like people are like, oh, NVIDIA, it sucks. I can't be in the stock market. That's not true. NVIDIA just isn't NVIDIA that it was. Look at it. It's below the moving average. This is in trouble. I sound like Kramer. This is in trouble. I'm kidding. I don't want to make fun of Kramer. But anyway, this breaks this area. It could be trouble. And then everybody was counting their money on AMD today. Look at that. We had a red dog reversal here. Hopefully you ran for the trees. Whenever you get a red dog reversal in Lowe's, you better be careful. Anyway, I love everybody. Well, 630 Club Scott always calls out folks on YouTube. I ignore Twitter? That's not true. I don't know who's on what. All I see is this. So you want to talk about it? So you could put this here. This is what I see. All I see is this on the side in a kaleidoscope, and I get dizzy. So this is what I respond to. So somebody better help my tushy out.
Yeah. So these are So StreamYard.
I don't even know where they come from.
Okay. Okay, you can see Scott. So if there's like the little X, that means they're from Twitter, and if there's like the little red play button, they're on YouTube. But it's
I just learned something today. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but but there is something weird where people on Twitter, and I think maybe the Twitter interface just isn't very good. Log Trades is asking me, Michael, did you read my comment? I can't see it, so if you post it again, I will read your comment, Mr. Log Roller. Log Trade, sorry. But Twitter.
What's a log roller?
That could be a new trading pattern. But Twitter, I feel like Twitter just kind of sucks for interaction. And
hey, I love Twitter. I have friends around the world.
I love Twitter too. I love Twitter more than anybody. But when it comes to interacting on live video, Twitter is just not. YouTube is just a million times better than Twitter when it comes to like live video and like interaction during live stream. So we're gonna have to talk to Elon and tell him to fix this because we want more interaction.
Elon? Yeah, here he is. Want to talk to him? Elon should be on the wall, but I like him close to me for now.
Do you think, Scott, he should stop trying to make it X and we should just call it Twitter? Because I feel like nobody call it, like, even when
it doesn't, it's
when
semantics. It's not a big deal. I call it Twitter. I don't call it X.
Yeah, it's
tweet. Sorry.
It's very silly.
God, thanks for all the call outs since 2008. Wise guy, you've been with me since 2008. You must be an old bastard too. I'm kidding. You call it X? Nobody calls it X. Oh, there you go. You're coming through. What else did I want to say to you guys? Red Doe's not sure. Let's see. What does Apple look like? Somebody asked me. Apple's got a bull flag too. Nice little bull flag above the 8-day. We were talking about it through 230, through 237. Big move. You know, when Chase bought this during the pandemic. Anybody know who Chase is? He's playing Del Barton today on Saturday. He's just, IBIT's on the move. But this looks pretty good. I even think, Amazon looks pretty good still. Came in a little bit. I bought some options on this dip in Amazon today, Mikey, thinking that, it holds the 8-day, goes sideways. It's put in a little bit of an area. It's going to be I think Jeff is going to kiss the ring next week, so maybe get some positive press. Oh, CELH. I like it. I bought more options today. This is a January effect play. Mike, should we talk about the January effect, about like why it works and what it means before we go? It's already 3:43. I have 2 minutes left. What do you want from me? What do you want from the dog?
I think we should say a prayer together.
Say a little. How about should I play the song? Say a little prayer for you.
No,
Alexa,
I think
let's see if Alexa knows the song. Alexa,
no, don't say it because it's gonna freaking turn on my you know who. This is the one thing I can't. Let me mute my Scott. Let me mute my mic, and then you could tell you know who to do whatever you want.
Okay, you ready? Alexa, play "Say a Little Prayer for You." I'm gonna do some charts while you play some music for everybody.
I will say it drives me crazy when I'm at home and I'm listening to Scott.
In my hand now, and wondering what dress to wear.
Mike doesn't seem very I don't think it picks up the music because it doesn't. Because of the copyright stuff. Mikey, did you hear the music, or you just muted out?
No, I heard it.
Oh, you heard it? It went on. You don't like it? Okay.
No.
Anyway, I think this is a good January effect name. You know, like look at the double top here, all the way up in Pluto. By the way, look at how interesting this is. Double top red dog reversals. When does that happen? Outside day, break the 8th day. How could you have seen this? You know how many times people have been telling me to buy a dip here, and that was your out. If you knew this pattern and you knew this stock, you ran like a friggin' thief. Anyway, now, maybe it rebuilt a little bit and it could work. You know, it's one of the few losers out there. I still see a lot of kids drinking this, and I think it goes to maybe 40-something in March, but I'm not willing to bet push-ups on it. Let's pray for Nancy Pelosi. She broke her hip and fell down the stairs today. I'm not going to say anything. But I hope she feels better. I'm a good person. RXRX. Somebody, we play this one too. Wow, this came all the way back. This shouldn't have came back in that much. It's going to take time. Can we go? No, we can't go over Nugsy. Next Friday, we'll go over the January effect. We'll be closer. We got to get going, Mikey.
Actually, all right, Scott, if you got to run, guys, if you join Scott's free newsletter, we will have a
size of friggin'. Look at the size of Santa.
Santa Claus is making Santa Claus is on TRT. He's like RFK Jr. He is all roided out and he is ready to deliver. So, guys, if you go to t3live.com/show, we will send you a lesson on the January effect Monday morning.
Oh.
If you go to t3live.com/show, it's free.
You know, I would do that. I promise you. And I'll give you 5. Maybe Mikey will throw like 3 to 5 ideas that I'm in now for the January effect that haven't gone yet. So, and I'm in there with real money, and I think they have a good chance of happening.
Yeah. Guys, t3live.com/show, and you can look like Santa. You will be there reading the newsletter with your big muscles in front of the fire.
Oh my God, I'm like small now. I'm going to start though. 2025. It's going to be a big year for the Red Dog and Red Dog Mindset. We're going to go through this. All right. I love you guys. Thank you. I got to trade to close. Let's see if Mr. gets added to the NASDAQ. If it does, I think you could at least get to 412, maybe 425.
All right. Okay, Scott. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Sayonara. You too, my friend.
Okay, guys. Again, t3live.com/.